Libras, welcome to March. Hope you guys had a great February. Just really quickly wanted to touch base with you guys and let you guys know what was going on in February. So February was eclipse season and it was crazy. Unreal. Not quite sure how you guys dealt with that. If like everybody I talked to said last Monday was like a crazy low day. So this eclipse opened something up in a lot of people because, you know, more awareness, more understanding, more compassion, more love is coming in, which is totally needed right now. We need the Libras right now to really embrace the emotions and the feelings that they felt over February during that eclipse. So the first eclipse was a lunar eclipse, full moon in Leo, and that was fun, right? I'm sure everybody was acting crazy around you, all dramatic, attention seeking, a lot of creativity, a lot of romance, a lot of play, a lot of fun, kids coming in your life, you know, creative projects coming up. And then we had the solar eclipse and new moon in Pisces. So the lunar eclipse is a turbocharged full moon and the solar eclipse is a turbocharged new moon. So during the solar eclipse in Pisces, we were bringing in all this Pisces energy, which is all about subconscious mind, intuition, unseen world, compassion, generosity, shape-shifting, things like that. When you think about a Pisces, that's the type of energy that we were really bringing in over this eclipse season. Another thing that I should definitely mention to you Libras, because we're going to be affected by it pretty strongly because we're ruled by Venus, is that Venus is going retrograde on Saturday. So Venus retrograde works just like the Mercury retrograde. Mercury is all about communications and technology. Venus is all about love, affairs, romance, partnerships, legal aspects. Everything that Libra and the 7th house rules is what Venus is being affected by when it goes retrograde. So past lovers coming back in, past relationship issues coming back up to be worked through. Anything that comes, just flow with it. Just totally flow with it. You know, I got married during a Venus retrograde, so totally issues from 7 years ago are being brought back up, and we're just putting it on the table. We're clearing it once and for all. That's the beauty of these retrogrades. They allow us to take a step back to re-examine things that aren't conducive to our highest good, so we can let go of them once and for all. So don't hold on to them. If things are coming back up from the past, they're there because they need to be cleared. And it's just as simple as that, as recognizing it, acknowledging what you learned from it, and just letting it go. Just let it go. March is an excellent, beautiful month. The energy just feels amazing. That's why I'm a little bit late to put out my videos, is because I need to wait until the first of the month to record, or else I won't even feel the energies. Like that's as soon as March hit, I like jumped out of bed, started doing yoga, like just started meditating more, just feeling way more amped, way more pumped, way more optimistic. That's what March is all about, is creating, okay? So we're gonna get started. Hope you lovely Libras are doing well. And I really want to infuse these readings with positivity and optimism, because I think we all need it after last month, okay? So, Libras, your situation. See, a perfect card for you guys. This shadow card is pretty much the theme of the reading. It's all about love. Lovely Libras. Our responsibility in this world and in this lifetime as Libras is to love our family, our friends, our neighbor, our community, our earth, just to love. Libras are beautiful at love, and that's why, you know, it's funny. I was even just talking to my friend last night who is a Libra rising, and so the 2 Libra risings I know, and the 2 Libras, including myself that I know, have literally never been single for like longer than a month in their entire lives. Like since they started dating. Like I think I went max like 2 weeks single. Like we are serial monogamous. We are there to just spread love, and we are so flirty. You know, I flirt with women. I flirt with the Tim Hortons woman, and I don't even realize I'm doing it. Like I'm, hey, if I roll up my rim and I win a car, I'll come back and give you a ride. Like, if my husband said that to a woman, like, but here I am saying it to a woman. Like, Libras love to spread love. So keep doing that. We need Libras to do that. And we are so abundant when it comes to love. Sending out love is the best way to get love back in a very, very positive way, okay? So, I'm going to get started. So, the situation for March for Libras. So, that binding energy, that really greed, envy, jealousy, a lot of these low vibes that can come, unfortunately, with the relationship. It come exactly what I just said. If my husband said that to a woman, I'd be like, that's what kind of happens with the Libra. I'll be honest with you guys. We can be pretty manipulative when it comes to matters of the heart. We expect a lot from our partners because we put a lot out into our relationships. We put a lot out into our partnerships. So we naturally expect a lot of that back, but we can't get it unless we're getting it from another Libra or a Venus in Libra or, you know, a Libra moon person like that. They just don't have the capability to love like we do. And that forms a lot of resentments because, of course, when we put ourselves out there and we're doing so much, we fall to our knees to other people and we'll serve our relationships to no end. But when we don't get it back, we feel like we've been shunned. We feel completely resentful and we feel like we've really been burned in that aspect. So I'm going to keep going because this isn't necessarily the best card to start out with. And I literally just said I wanted to infuse this with positivity. So I'm not going to start out telling you guys how, you know, manipulative you guys we are in relationships, okay? So an obstacle and an aid is to kind of get that mentality of a young, emotional water sign. So having water signs around you at this time is going to be really beautiful, especially Pisces. Like I said, Pisces are at the forefront right now. We had the Pisces solar eclipse that just passed on the 28th. So definitely use that emotional energy to recognize where these feelings, these low vibe emotions are coming from. You know, are they actually from a place of love or are they from a place of want? Are they from a place of jealousy, greed? Pisces water signs, they're emotional and they're fitted for those emotions like we aren't. You know, Libras are more analytical, they're more logical, they use their brains more than their heart, they use their brains more than their emotions, and that's why when we're putting ourselves out there in these relationships, it's like, well, logically, because I did that for you, logically, you should be doing the same thing for me. But that's not emotionally, you know? Emotionally, we should be loving people unconditionally. That's the emotional side. And we should not be loving with an expectation of receiving that form of love back, because a lot of the times what we put out there doesn't come back in the ways that we would expect it. You know, we could be stuck in a relationship with someone who's completely emotionally abusive and we keep funneling love to this person, and guess what? Even though we're funneling love and that person is only giving us, you know, negativity back, we're still putting love out there and it's coming back in other ways. So especially for a Libra, maybe, you know, the relationship that you're putting a lot of love and attention into and you're getting it back from someone else that you're ignoring. You know, that's something that I've noticed a lot, is that we love those who adore us. No, we ignore those who adore us and we adore those who ignore us. And that is like the story of my freaking life, because man, there are so many people that just would walk, you know, bend water for me, but here I am focusing on the ones who are crashing me with water, if that even makes any sense. So keep that in mind. It's time to really, this is an obstacle and an aid. It might not be easy for us as air signs to really emote and to feel from an emotional place what is right, but all we got to do is shut down that brain. I use a lot of oils to kind of, you know, center me, ground me, and really start to feel with my root chakra, with my sacral chakra, with my heart chakra, as opposed to up here with my crown and my third eye. I just try to really feel things from here. Crystals absolutely also help. Lapis lazuli is Libra's stone, it's about truth, it's about friendship, it's about honesty, it's about intuition and divine source. So it's really, I use this stone whenever I need to reconnect with my higher self, and my higher self is who gives me the information I need to make emotional decisions and come from an emotional place instead of from my mind constantly. So whenever I'm feeling manipulated, whenever I feel like I need to manipulate someone or put someone on a guilt trip, I'll always just give this stone a little rub, and then I reconnect with my higher self. And your higher self would never allow you to manipulate or guilt trip someone that you care about, because it's only unconditional love, which we are absolutely able to harness, okay? Subconsciously looking really great. Subconsciously, you guys are doing amazing. You know, everything is looking out well. You're educating yourselves. Your heads are in the clouds a little bit more, aka you're dreaming a little bit more, which is great because this is a very optimistic and creative period and month for us. Nurturing, we're over nurturing. Like, don't want to give out TMI, but lately my breasts have been really itchy, and that's really a sign that I've been either under nurturing or over nurturing someone. When your breast area is starting to demand attention, that means that, you know, it's either time to put attention into nurturing or it's time to scale back on how much nurturing you've been doing. A lot of times it's self-nurture. So for me, I've been under nurturing myself. So in order to get back to par with that, you know, focusing more on the proper foods, you know, getting back into juicing, yoga, all that stuff, that is self-care, aka self-love, okay? Which, Libras, you can do it. Give yourself, don't do anything during the Venus retrograde, but after April 15th, maybe start giving yourself those pedicures, those manicures, and really starting to focus on your beauty and love. Or do it now. Do it before Saturday, which is when Venus goes retrograde. But I'm urging you guys, don't do any cosmetic surgery. Don't do any drastic haircuts, because you're going to regret it once Venus goes back direct. Okay, so thinking like you need to move on from something. Thinking that it's time to move away, but not really seeing. The thing with the moving away is because we haven't seen the light at the end of the tunnel. It's very dark. Our path in front of us is very, very dark. And right now it feels like we are taking blind steps forward. So maybe it's time to move away from something. That's what we're thinking. We feel like we're not holding up our end of the bargain. Like, we need to put more responsibility into our family and friends. And the only way we're going to do that is if we move away from it. I can absolutely resonate with this. Lately, my arms have been really hurting, losing circulation. And that is a lot of the times it's the spiritual component of it, and the emotional reason is because I feel like I'm not holding my weight. I'm not holding my load when it comes to my responsibilities at home with family and friends. So time to move, thinking like you need to move away from something because it's your responsibility towards family and friends. Something that would have just immediately passed was kind of this standstill when it comes to emotion. Why did I say emotions? When it comes to your empowerment, when it comes to materializing things, when it comes to manifesting things, when it comes to your finances. Feeling kind of stagnated there, feeling like it was really good, and now it's like, well, what's next? Growth absolutely is coming, but it's time to take a little bit of a rest, you know? Take a rest at home and family and start to really figure out and create with March your imagination. What do you want? Do you really want to take those steps to move away from the rocky past and just, you know, do what you have to do for your family and friends and for that sense of responsibility? But I'm urging you guys to just take some rest and really do some inner work and question what you want, because 2017 is all about getting things done, starting new businesses, starting new projects, starting new relationships, starting anything new that that you made space for in 2016. So you, aka we, you know, we put our ships out there right now. It's coming from a very pure place, especially when it comes to a partnership or relationship or the balance aspect of your life. So really put your ships out there in order to try and find that balance back. So we'll see how that plays out for us this March, okay? Family and friends, are looking really good. Family and friends are really focused on their emotions. You know, over the solar eclipse, we really got to see their true emotional colors, especially over the full moon, that dramatic release. You really started to see the players in your life and the characters in your life. Exactly what I was telling the Virgos is, what character do you play in your life production? Are you the director? Are you the producer? Are you every character? Are you even the main character? Or are we playing too much of the supporting role for other people, you know, for them to take the limelight? This is your life. You are in charge of it. And it's time to really realize that your family is too focused on their emotions to even be worried about what you're doing, what action steps you're taking. So keep taking those action steps. Keep going forward. Forward momentum. Thought process is looking really good so far, but it's really time to start creating the life that you want. So hope and fear. You hope that you have more confusion, essentially. You hope that you were confused. You hope that you had a lot of options and a lot of inner struggles here. We hope for it because that's the only way to grow. And that definitely is something that I have learned growing up, is that I kind of needed to be kind of uncomfortable in order to make some movement. I needed to really be challenged in order to grow, which, you know, let's try and take back our fight. Let's try and take back our right to action. It doesn't always have to be because of comfort level that we make some changes in our lives, or that we don't make changes. You know, a lot of the times Libras will stay somewhere because they're comfortable, because this is just, you know, what it is. But even though they're not happy, they're still like, well, this is what it is. That's not how it has to be. This eclipse has really made the world realize, really awoken us to the fact that we can do whatever we want. We live in a completely different world, and it's really just taking the time and making those sacrifices in order to uproot and kind of, you know, it might be painful. It might feel like we're stabbing ourselves in the stomach in order to move forward, but you kind of have to, you know, you kind of really have to. It makes me think about the Lord of the Rings, where, you know, Viggo Mortensen stabs the bad guy in the stomach, and the bad guy impales himself more in order to just get closer to him. Like, it's almost like he had to continue to just to get to where you want to be. Yeah, it might be painful, but you eventually get to where you want to be. Am I right? So you hope for that, but you also fear for that. You fear for the pain of moving forward, but you also hope for the pain of moving forward, because you know that pain is growth, and pain is a lot of the times what is needed in order to take those steps forward. Okay, so last card. The outcome, it's going to be feeling very whimsical, feeling very foolish, feeling very pure, feeling like, you know, what's the next step, feeling like waves are crashing in on you. But that is all part of the process in order to move forward, in order to walk away from what you need to walk away from, in order to finally get that rest that you need, and in order to finally recognize that your emotions are what's really driving your life. It has nothing to do with your logic. It has nothing to do with, you know, any boundaries or limitations, any binds that have been placed on you. It's just an illusion. You know, a lot of the times you can feel stuck because realism and the physical world says you can't go anywhere. This is your bubble, this is your limitation, but it's all just in your head. Those are all self-imposed limitations. Work, relationships, kids, you know, car payments, the debt. These are all self-imposed limitations, and all it takes is changing your thought process, changing the way you feel about these limitations to completely open your world up. So once we change the way we feel about these limitations, they're not going to feel as limiting anymore, because we're only going to have good feelings towards them. So I hope you guys enjoyed your reading. I love reading for you guys. I'm having great fun, and this reading was definitely something that I needed to hear for myself as well, because, you know, it definitely was a rough go in February, but feeling great now, feeling amazing to send out positive energy to you guys. I hope you guys have an amazing March. You deserve it. You've earned it. You're worthy of it. So stay blessed, feel blessed, do good, spread your love, spread your compassion, keep flirting. You can do this, and enjoy the Venus retrograde. Just flow with it, guys, okay? I'll talk to you later. Have an amazing March, and I'll see you in April. Bye.